So my husband is reading the Sunday paper and he comes across an article that talks about this refugee family that had gotten their bikes stolen and that their bikes were their transportation. And he says, "Come over here, you need to read this." The kids got up and it was craziness, and Brad sat everybody down and he talked about what a refugee family was, and then he asked the question, well, what can we do about this? My 9-year-old pipes in and says, "I think we need to go get them bikes." And Brad said, "You're right, that's what we should do. We should go get them bikes." And I thought, oh my gosh. I'm thinking we're gonna show up with bikes and they probably have at least 5 or 6 bikes by now. And my kids are gonna be so disappointed, and we're going to spend our Sunday dealing with this rather than having our family day like we were going to have. But we get in the car, we're all excited. We head to the store to pick out the bikes, which was fun. The boys wanted to find a certain color, and we knew that they had one son, and so the boys wanted to pick out the bike for the boy. We pile the bikes in the car. As we drive down the road, we realize we really don't know where we're going. My husband called the church that was affiliated with this family. They said that they couldn't give out the address. He is persistent with the person on the phone and said, "It looks as though this is in this part of town, is that right?" And the voice on the other end said, "You're right, it's in that part of town." I kept thinking they probably already have bikes by the time this article has been written and printed. I'm sure somebody has already made sure that this family has bikes. And so there is a line of these duplex homes, and we had to figure out which home was theirs. The picture in the paper had a hose reel on the front, and so we looked for that hose reel, and sure enough, one of the kids said, "There it is, there's the hose reel." And there's no one home. So we decide to wait. And a half an hour goes by, 2 hours, 3 hours, and by that time, I'm ready to leave. We've waited long enough. My husband said, "Let's make one more pass through the neighborhood, and then we can go home." Then the excitement starts. They're home. The little boy was, telling his dad, "These bikes are for us." And the only thing that the dad could say was, "I like bike, I like bike." And he had the biggest smile on his face, and he's like, "I like bike." I said to the boy, "Have you gotten a bike yet?" And he said, "No, ma'am." I think that was kind of a turning point for me. Like, even though it wasn't convenient, even though it was a long day, even though I thought that the need had already been met, experiencing that joy when we drove away and how my kids were saying, "That was so cool, that was so cool, did you see their faces?" That was what was so meaningful to me. I think so often the need is so close that you miss it.